Okay, groupies, we're at A-Leaf Park right now, A-Leaf Center Park, and yeah, just took the other half of the candy, the second one, because I'm starting to feel something going on, I feel more of a haziness. I did take a shot of whiskey, so I don't really know, you know what I'm saying, but I do feel the, I don't know how to explain it, that deep breath feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like anxiety feeling, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like a bad anxiety, it's just like, high anxiety when you're about to ingest some THC, that anxiety you feel that, because it feels like you, it feels like, okay, you're high. So everything you is like really beautiful, vivid, it's bright out here, right? The sun came out. That's the funny thing too, the sun came out. So, you know what I'm saying? And then like you have all these feelings and emotions, and they feel so exciting, and they're strong, and they're intense, but like it's really just you high, but you don't, but you know what I'm saying? So you physically can't keep up with your own thoughts and your own emotions, and so it's like this anxiety there. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm trying to feel right now. So it's been like, I think it's been like an hour. It's 2:28 in the afternoon. So I mean, I don't know what time I left the storage unit. By the time I was done with everything. So in my personal opinion, probably like an hour. You know, total it all up together. Sorry about that. I'm looking at this amazing baddie right now. She might be a teenager though. I'm not exactly sure. That's why I'm like, I'll come over here. But those legs and that ass is ridiculous. I mean, she's ripe for the picking. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna do anything, of course. I'm not that type of guy. Celibate, really. So, I said masturbation. Do watch a lot of porn. But I kind of slowed down on that shit, to be honest with you. I don't really do that anymore. Lately, I've just been looking at, like, since I identify as a crossdresser, to me, it's been more of a good thing to identify as that. You know what I mean? Because it gives you breathing room. Because I feel like I'm still a man, I'm still a male, but I just want to be a transsexual, in so many words. But I don't really want to be a transsexual because to me that's so intense. It's so drastic to molecularly mutate yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why to me it's drastic. I think it is. I think it's also very tedious. To be honest, some people have health problems because of it. Some people have health problems without it. You know what I'm saying? Some people have health problems when they start taking it. You get what I'm saying? Type thing. So they can't take it anymore. You know? So it's a lot, and then you have to find a doctor, and you gotta find a therapist, and you gotta prove to the world that, and then, the moans are moans, so at the end of the day, you're gonna end up looking like a female. It doesn't matter if, honestly, they take 10 years to completely develop. And it's true. So you think about it, like, from like 13 to 23, that's when you develop the most. And so it's like, that's where it's like, wow. Once you get past 25, that's when you start kind of aging a little bit more. You don't really notice until by the time you turn like 27, 28. Once you realize that you're really just aging at that point. I definitely feel it. I just feel like, you smoke a blunt and you feel that like haziness in your eyes, like, guys, like, that's how I feel like right now. I had a down bad situation right now with this girl and shit. Just like, just you know what I'm saying? Sir, don't you know how to child? She better start taking. She better start taking lessons. I don't know. Just I'm stupid. Sorry. Okay, just right now we're just trying to charge up the phone. That's really why we're here, to charge up on my devices. Cause I can leave it on the charger without somebody being like, "Hey, why are you here? What the hell? You need to leave. You need to leave." Like, none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? None of that bullshit. Only thing I do hate though, is I really can't be myself or do what I want to do here, because like it's kind of awkward. Yeah. And the weird thing is too, about taking edibles, I definitely feel it. I'm slurring my words and shit. I took a half shot of whiskey. Just trying out this new bourbon and shit. Hold on, let me get set up real quick. Then I'll start talking about that shit. So I'm like sitting here talking to y'all, wasting daylight. I need to put this on the charger. Let me put it on the charger first. The charger. Damn on, mate. What the hell? Where do we start? Damn, I really hope I bring this thing and I didn't forget it. That was easy stuff. Pretty sure I brought it. Oh, I just had it right now. Pretty one I have right now. I just bought a new one. I want to use the old one, but I just bought one. And I had one with my Amazon, and I didn't even, yeah, that's right. I have one with my Amazon, and I didn't even use it. That shit pissed me off. I can't believe that shit. Couldn't believe it. I think I'm gonna charge first, excuse me. I think what I'm gonna charge first is gonna be my tablet. That's weird. It should be working. Unless the base isn't working at all. That's possible. I just bought this and I just bought the other one too. Damn, groupies. It's so weird, like, when you're not smoking weed and, like, you know what I mean? Because when you're eating edibles, you're just sitting there waiting for the nose and you're like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, what do I do? I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to remember where I bought that shit too because I really like the edible. That actually was hitting pretty good. I can't remember where I bought that shit from. I think I bought it from the other smoke shop on Highway 6. There's only been to that one, the one on Sinai, and the one like at Westheimer, and I don't think he gave me that one. He gave me this. He gave me a whole other edible, so I think, yeah. Damn it. I'm just like, I'm pretty fucking high right now. I'm not gonna, and I just ate another one. 200 milligrams, probably 400 milligrams. I'm gonna be fucking tripping right now. And it's like, this is my last time doing this, y'all. It's my last time just taking, you know what I'm saying, things out of instructions. Because when I was in Austin too, like, maybe it was trial and error, you know, type of things. But like a lot of stuff, a lot of edibles I've had was just kind of floozies, kind of just like meh here and there, and it kind of pissed me off. See if that works. This makes no sense. Let's see. Oh my god, are you serious? There we go. Now it's working. Let me scoot the table a little closer. There we go. So, like, I've been watching this show called Preacher and shit on Shudder. I think it was on TV like a couple of years ago, I think. But anyways, so I'm watching that right now. And I'm on the last season. It's not that long. It's like 10 episodes for each season. I'm on the last season or whatever. And like, I'm fucking loving this show too much. It's just a really good, just downright show. And the fact that I know that it's made by DC Comics makes you like wonder sometimes, like, okay, like, is it like comic booky? Like, is it like superhero versus villain, cops and robbers type of thing? And then when you watch it, you're like, no, it's like anti-hero type thing, basically. But there's no like villain or anything, you know what I'm saying? And then like it's weird because like people become villains, you know what I'm saying? But you don't really know that they're villains because it's just like it's because of what it is. But they're not really like there are like they're not good people. I'll tell you that. But it's just a lot of like middle ground, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, now that I have you guys here too, and I already know what the situation is. I'm like a schmook. um, I'm just a little like apprehensive right now because, like, I don't know. Give me a second. Let me see what the charger might. The problem is I want to charge up this device right here, but honestly, right now with you guys, I'm probably gonna have to. This one thing's holding me up. Yeah, slide that into place. Yeah, I remember when I was in Austin, I would like literally be like, "Oh, I got these new edibles, GHGO edibles, and all that shit." That shit was just trash the whole time, just like nothing. Like you felt nothing, bro. It's like Dicker's laboratory and shit. The monkey, you know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, all you can be is just a monkey. Because then I know it, monkey. Oh man, classic though. That is a classic though. So I'm watching season 2 of, I'm on season 4 right now of Preacher. So that first season I feel like, I don't know exactly, it's straight from the comic books, but the first season is like really, really cool, you know, but I feel like the second and third and this fourth season are just completely just badass, they're just amazing, you know what I'm saying, like they do it so much justice, and then you kind of wonder sometimes, like where's it going? That's why this report wasn't working. So, but yeah, sometimes you wonder why, like, you know. Oh, let me make sure it's charging though. Okay, she doing her work. She doing her job. So yeah, you know, sometimes you just wonder, like, what's this show like? I don't know. Like, it's a good show, but then sometimes you be feeling like, where are we going with this? Like, what is? But then, like, once you like accepted it, it's like it's fun, bro. It's real freaking fun. It's a really good show. Like, it's funny, and that's one thing I like about that. First, you think the show like takes itself really serious. You know what I'm saying? At first, because like the tone they give the fucking show, but then like honestly, after like after like a while, you realize that shit is like it's really just chill, bro. Like for the most part, it's entertaining as fuck. Cause they got that adventure, got action, they got like goth or aka horror type, decor or something like that, or style to it. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like The Exorcism meets like Ghost Rider or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like though, you know what I'm saying? Or something. So meets like Deadpool a little bit. It's a little bit. That's what I kind of like. I like that shit. That's what actually I like the show, you know. Like I recommend watching it, you know, wherever you can, you know. What else have I watched lately? There's this movie called like I said, too many kids. Whatever. I'm watching this show called a movie called Anything, because you know, as y'all know, in the whole alphabet community, alright, I am like basically a part of like everything you know what I'm saying. But you know, you'll see like with the T. So some of the T is just like I was watching this movie called Anything, 2017. I forgot the guy's name in the movie, but it has one of the guys from Walking Dead. When damn, it's not Herschel. What's his name? What's the black guy's name? The British black guy. God damn it, I can't believe I forgot his name right now. Morgan, there we go. When Morgan like was losing his shit, and he needed to come back, and then like the guy that basically taught him how to use the fucking bow staff and shit, like that actor and shit. So he's playing in the movie as the main character and shit, and like you know what I'm saying, like it's weird too. A lot of like good actors are for Walking Dead and shit in CW, like dead ass are like in great fucking indie movies. It has a very indie style to this movie. I like this movie a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I watched it, you know, is because. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I had a transgender, you know, character in the movie. And they're a main character too. So basically, it's one where I'm not going to go into it. It's a love story, but it starts off as like an indie, like, I would say like depressed story. Not really depressed, but just like, you know how indie movies sometimes have that, like, they give you like this, like, scenario of like normativity, and then it goes from normativity to like kind of like sadness or depression or just accepting this situation for what it is, and then like you know how they kind of like meh at the end, like it's kind of like well fuck it, like you know type thing. It's like the feeling, not the actual movie itself and the setting, but just like the feeling of the movie like gives you that type of feel, like you feel comfortable with this movie, and then it, you know it creeps in and settles you into a situation and you're like oh shit, you know, and those indie type of movies, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of like how Juno is. You know how Juno is? Like, Juno starts off pretty much like really chill. You know what I mean? But then, like, sooner or later, you kind of realize, oh, this situation is actually very fierce. You know what I'm saying? This is a very severe situation right now. You know, and then it comes from, then it either gets worse or comes from something worse. And then you understand, like, why whatever you're watching is what you're watching. And then you're like, oh snap, like it's kind of depressing, low key. But you don't feel depressed. It, like you just kind of feel like, oh, I understand, you know. But that's it. So some of this situation. This is why the character's weird or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you understand it. So they basically, you know what I'm saying, get together. I forgot the name of the guy. I think it's Brad Cooper. He's in a White Collar, so-called White Collar. The guy with probably pretty blue eyes. Like they use that to their advantage in this movie. So they meet him in training, and in the movie they end up falling in love. But like it's at the end of the movie that you actually. I'm gonna say a little spoiler here. At the end of the movie is when you actually see, like, oh, they're in love. Like, you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole time, you don't really get it. And I don't even lie to you. The first time I watched the movie, it was like I was sleepy. So I was coming in and out. You know? And that's the thing about the movie I also do like, in a sense that you can kind of get in there without you really knowing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like that aspect of it. On top of that, it's like... yeah, like overall as a movie, it was really interesting. It was worth a watch. But then, like you know, it's something that it's not so upbeat. It's not so super happy. It's not really depressing. I would say to me, it's not. It was a little depressing, but I would say it was inspiring almost because you've seen people coming from such a bottom dark place. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to fight through all that. The struggles of life and to come out of it, you know what I'm saying, with your battle scars, so to speak. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. You know, coming out with your battle scars to actually, you know, show. I don't know how to explain it, but you know how the victory is not to show that you are like the strongest, but after the victory is won and everything comes, you know, the rainbow after the storm, it's like it's chill, it's nice, you know what I mean? It's like that's how it's supposed to be. So that's how the movie kind of like, you know, it gives you that energy with these characters that you can see that what they went through is them stronger, but they're not in the situation anymore. So there's a sense of chill, you know, that goes throughout the movie, and so that's why it's like. You know, because you're not in like the battle, you're like in the aftermath of it. So that's the thing about this movie I find emotionally that's really compelling. But other than that, on a LGBT level, You know, I feel like this movie triggered me. Um, I watched it because I felt like I needed to watch a transgender person in a movie or a transgender movie because I like to relate to those movies. But at the same time, I feel like you know, I feel like when I put this movie on because I'm not gonna lie, I'm being honest with you. I was extremely attracted to the actor in drag. So I can find it up real fast. I should be able to. Got my tablet on me. I'm like, come on, guys. Let me show you. I mean, 2017, anything, you know. Let's see. Let me see. Alexa, what is the 2017? Oh, it's not connected to the internet real quick. Let me just go ahead and just. But yeah, so like that part of the movie really, I was attracted to them extremely in drag, and I didn't know how to feel about it because at the same time, even though I was attracted to him, you know what I'm saying, he's playing a transgender woman, but as a person that so many words has studied this and has, you know, somebody that you know that wants to be trained that's transgender that wants to do all these things and all that stuff. So I know like the details, you know. So I'm thinking like, okay, how are they gonna make this person look like they are on hormones? And they didn't do that. He looked very much like a dude in drag. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought they were drag. The first time I watched this movie, I swear to God, I thought they were drag queens. I thought they were straight up drag queens. I was like, he's a drag queen? He's a drag queen? And in the movie, they don't really say he's trans or not. But obviously, this motherfucker is trans. But at the same time, you know, like obviously that's a man, right, in a dress. But they always talk about how much they're a lady, so you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're a drag queen or not, whether they're a crossdresser or not, whether they're this is a gender expression or are they on the moans? And in my personal opinion, I feel like a lot of people will just go on the moans, you know. And I felt like they were not giving her, sorry, I say her because the character, they weren't giving the character any like leg room for that. You know what I'm saying? For us to know whether like what was her status in her transition, you know, and that really kind of like made you wonder like, okay, I guess she's just comfortable that way, but then you pretty much you know you understand that she can't really do that, you know, she can't really, you know, go really far in her transition, so that's why she looks like it kind of makes sense of why the actor is just a man, is a cisgendered man, you know, playing this trans character. A lot of trans people in the community feel like that they should have been a trans actor that played the character, but I feel like not really, because when you're dealing with somebody realistically, it's like me. That's why I related to this movie so much because, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, it got to a point for me, early, very early on, you know, in my transition because it was like very early in my transition. Y'all know I had well, y'all don't know really because I didn't put any videos on this channel. I put on my cross-dressing channel, but excuse me. So like I was basically getting tempted to escort, basically prostitution and some sort of sex work. I was actually being tempted and pressured into doing sex work. I think maybe a lot of females are pressured and tempted into doing that, but like at the same time, I really, I mean really, and when I say really, it's not. It's like this. Okay, for example, everybody has like sexual, you know, people that are attracted to them or whatever, right? But like when it comes to being trans of some sort, queer, when it comes to being, you know, non-cis, it's like you literally, you know what I'm saying? Like are fetishized unless you're a complete cisgendered homosexual. That's the only time you don't. Like you're okay. Last we said, I'm talking about a guy who's a masculine male. You know what I'm saying? A male who's in his masculinity, and he's attracted to other men. whatever they may, whatever gender, gender expression or whatever they might be, right? And so, like, that's the weird thing about it. It's like if you're, so those are the only two things you could really be: a masculine, a gay man, or masculine, straight man. And it's like it's really annoying because anything other than that, you know, gets ostracized, especially when you cross the line and you look more feminine, or at least trying to appear more feminine. You know what I'm saying? Than the masculine. It's very on many different levels. Like on a social level, it's bad. On a aesthetics level or a cosmetic level, it's bad. It's just bad all the way around. But at the same time, like, I personally have just gotten rid of my patriarchal prejudices and my misogynistic patriarchal mindset. You know what I'm saying? Through my transition, well, not through my transition, but before it. Probably when I was in I don't kind of feel like terms like in mode A1 or something and A2, when it's dormant, and then there's a sense of awareness. I think that's where it was for me. When you start to kind of like relate towards with it, when you get out of like the dormant stage, start conjuring things up in your head about, okay, what if I was a woman, like how I feel about this. That's how women feel. All makes sense. Just looking at the situation more critically. But anyways, so that gave me a great sense of like purpose when it comes to that. It was just that it was like I was so inspired by the character Frida because one, I feel like the guy is for one, I know the guy that plays fucking Frida is extremely fucking attractive. I forgot his name. He plays Damien Salvatore in the Vampire Diaries. He's on that caliber of attractive, like dark hair, tall, dark, chiseled jaw, fucking muscular, you know what I'm saying? And blue, fucking pretty blue eyes. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, just pretty boy, sexy as fuck. And so anyways, like, him in drag was like, seeing him feminine, even the voice and everything was like, what the fuck? And I've known him in that show called White Collar. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm probably butchering this up. We're connected. Let's go ahead and see what's up. Alexa, who are the actors in Anything 2017 movie?
Gerard Butler, Jim Sturgis, Abby Cornish.
That's not it. Alexa, what is the movie Anything 2017?
This might answer your question. Anything is a 2017 drama film starring John Carroll Lynch, Matt Bomer, and Maura Tierney. This is a story about the infinite possibility of love. The film is 1 hour and 34 minutes long. The movie has a rating of 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb based on around 800 votes, and is rated R.
So, as you can see, great movie. It's on Amazon, streaming on, I think, Vidu. But you have to pay for it. You can go on 123.com and just get it for free like I did. But the quality's not super great. There are parts where it's just like you're trying to look at Frida and you're like, did they just do that? But then like I'm not gonna lie, like there's parts where you're like, because this thing about it. So the first time I watched, like I said, I thought they were drag queens because they were not very passable. You know what I'm saying? I say they, I'm talking about her and her friends or whatever in the movie. But then like you're like, after a while, you kind of, like I said, you get used to it, and you're like, oh, this motherfucker's really pretty. Like, you know what I'm saying? You start to feel because they give you the fucking female feminine energy, then they look the part, you know what I mean? They try to pull it off, and it, and it's like, and it's just it. At that point, it's just it. Like, you're like, okay, that's a girl. You know what I mean? You feel it. But then, like, at first, especially when it comes to other trans women, right? And trans women in general, you start to feel like, hell no. Because there's like one part in the movie, spoiler alert, I guess, where Frida, like, runs down the stairs or whatever. I'm like, the bitch literally was like, You know how women are supposed to keep their legs together? Like, this motherfucker, like, ran down the stairs, legs just all, like, knees just going like this and shit. Like, I'm not explaining what I'm saying exactly, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's like, no, like, you know, and then it's like, she's a trans woman. It's like, you know that anything you do is gonna make you look fucking masculine. So you try to do everything feminine. The fuck? You know? And, like, I feel like if somebody like her who was trans since they were a teenager, that had to end up, end up being, in the situation that they were in, it's like, I felt like, why didn't she, like, moan up or try to, like, become more feminine? It just felt like she was just, like, honestly, like, some gay boy who was just like, I'm young, I think I want to fucking, be more feminine, and then, like, oh, I need to, like, go on hormones, that's how I become more feminine, and, like, become more feminine, and then in a bad situation, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very, like, cliche situation, too, especially the character playing, a sex worker. It was like, man, spoiler alert, but yeah, I felt like I understand where she's coming from, because it's like, that's the story, and that's the story for a lot of people, and that's how society tries to put trans people in. And so sometimes, you don't get the hormones because of, like, other things and such and so forth. And so, like, you end up, like, I don't know. And some people sometimes get off the hormones. It's a whole situation, but it's like, I just kind of felt like I understood that story. I understand how it is to be a tranny who's basically, like, forced into sex work, and everybody in society just hates you. You know what I mean? And that's cool. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? That narrative, but that's not what you focus on in the movie. You know what I mean? But what you're focusing on is really, like, the love. But I feel like that's a distraction. The distraction is, like, the fact that you're always trying to see, like, is she passable? Like, is she, like, and these are just trans things. But I also feel like anybody would do this. But at the same time, I feel like because he's a cisgendered actor, he doesn't understand that that's weird. Why would you do that? Or why would you say it like that? You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you kind of feel like, why would they cast him? Like, he has the most chiseled jaw. Like, he looks like a fucking man. His nose is big as fuck. And he starts feeling dysphoric. But I just love the fact that, once again, it's a trans that works the streets. And she has this cutthroat, I don't give a fuck, attitude. I'm in love with it. I'm sorry, I just am. Like, I love it because it's like feminine, fierce, feminine energy, not, masculine energy, but fierce. And it was just like, that's what I'm saying. That's what we need, this masculine, feminine energy. And that's what I loved, I'm not gonna lie. And that's what I feel like. And, just from a realistic perspective, that I know this is Matt Bowman, right? And I know he's in drag, so many words. And the people that were in the movie, the main part of the movie, loved Frida, and, this is the fact that the movie treats her nice. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Some of the characters in the movie, it's either characters that are not actually in the movie, they're in the story, right? There's some actors that play these characters, and they treat her bad, but actually the characters in the movie treat her good, you know what I'm saying? For the most part. And so that's what I like about this movie. And sometimes, but then even to make it even, like, weirder, is that, like, once you get over that and you accept her as a woman, for me, on a transgender level, that really, like, inspires me, because it's like, that's what I feel like, and this is why I watch those movies, is because this is what I feel like. I feel like a dude that wants to be a drag queen, right? Yes, but I still also feel transgender in drag. Like, and that's why I don't understand why, that's why I don't understand why people, I just don't understand why that's a problem. And that's why those type of identities, the people that are so-called cross-dressers, are people that feel that way. And this is why, they end up, when they actually integrate themselves, they're two halves together, the masculine and feminine side, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, they end up becoming like either trans or non-binary, you know, a full-blown, you know, post-op woman or whatever, or non-binary, you know, or something like that, you know what I mean? So that's why it's like so awkward, you know, because you're like, man, like that's what basically what I am and shit. And I had a chance to, I become like probably transgender, non-binary or something like that, right? But at the same time, right? At the same time, it's like I would just love to just. I don't know how to explain it. It's even weirder. Like I've been watching movies, and it's how you. It's hard to explain because of the feelings, and it happens in certain scenes. I wish I could just show you. I probably have to show you, make a video about that. And just certain scenes where you just can like it triggers you, and you can just go in and tell you guys about everything. Because that's how I feel like. It's like a lot of movies, you know. That movie really just spoke to me. I'm like, I don't even know how to explain it. And then the fact that it had the lovers in there. It kind of broke off to masculine, feminine sides. So I felt like Frida was my feminine side, my masculine side. It was just weird. I don't know. I had to watch the movie like 3 times. 3 times, just so I could like digest. Because the first time, like I said, I didn't watch it that well. I thought they were drag queens. I thought he was very not passable. And I was just thinking like, this movie makes no sense. I'm confused. And then that's when the movie changes, and you know, that shit. The second time I watched it, I started to be like, okay, I understand what's going on. I think it wasn't going on either, because I had to like readjust, you know, to understand how they're still telling the story. And I started accepting the characters for what they were, and then like after that, I was a little Frida. And I was like, as an actor, and I was like, you know, as a character in the story, but you know, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta love Frida here. I tried to watch it again, and then I fucking loved the character Early, which I think was kind of weird. I thought it was his nickname. I called him Early, and I watched it again, and he was like, no, his name was Early. That's what he fucking said. Which I'm thinking like, why don't your name just be Earl? But whatever. So like Early, yeah, I like this. I love this character too. You know, just like it was a great performance on either end, and I also feel like the deepness of just the actual characters, you know, I think they did them justice, you know, so, shit, what else? That's pretty much it, really. Like, I just kind of felt like honest, and then also at the same time, I was a little like flabbergasted because like I'm undercover, like you know what I mean? Don't tell nobody I have this part of this side of me or whatever the fuck, right? This woman living inside of me, basically. Like they say in the Danish Girl, and yeah, like. Seeing like an actor that's cisgendered act his ass off to play a transsexual or whatever, you know, a tranny, and it's just like, man, and it's just like it just makes you realize like with the makeup, dresses, the padding, all that shit, and mannerisms, and learning how to be a woman, sound like a woman, talk and walk like a woman and shit, and the manners and all that shit, right? Like. You could be a fucking woman. And there's something like enchanting as fuck about that. Something magical that it adds so much magic to your life. It's hard to explain. Because the first thing we do when we see like, you know, masculine women is that we don't really give a fuck. We just like nonchalant that shit. Or kind of still be like trying to hit on them, right? Or still trying to like, oh, you're so cute though, you're so sexy, you're so a woman, But then like when dudes try to look like, you know, feminine, we completely just shit on them for anything and everything, because we know that we can make a man feel insecure about that, right? But when they're not, and they embrace it, it's like all you can do is just embrace it with them. you know, that's all you can do. Really, is embrace it with them and like enjoy that shit. You know, that's all you really can do is embrace it with them and enjoy the shit out of that shit. Now I'm still high as fuck. I'm kind of feeling like a little bit of a calm down. It's in the 40 minutes in talking, so I'm pretty sure that's why. You know, but the other edibles are coming soon. So I realized, like, yeah, like you want to like have a good high and shit, like maybe like 30-minute intervals. You know what I'm saying? You should take like a good, like at least over 100 milligrams. But yeah, I do still feel a little bit high though. Can't lie. It's still lingering there. It's still lingering. Like how Delta 8 was. Delta 8 was like very much like high as fuck at first, and then like it just kind of lingered. But I digress. Anyway, so yeah, another movie I watched actually was called Nobody's Perfect. It's on Tubi. You can watch it on Tubi. It's a cross-dresser movie. Not really a cross-dresser movie. I wouldn't say that. I don't go that far. It's more of a like. To be honest with you, let's see. Alexa, what is Nobody's Perfect movie?
Please unlock your device.
Hold on, mate.
Nobody's Perfect and similar songs on Amazon Music.
No. Hell no. Not right now. Alexa, Nobody's Perfect on Tubi. It's searching it up. So we can at least get the, it's on Amazon too, but I think they took it off. Yeah, Nobody's Perfect 1989. Has Chad Lowe in it, and let's see it. Let's look it up. Alexa, what is Nobody's Perfect 1989?
Here you go.
Oh well. I try to give you all a little thing, but you know what it is. Alexa, what is Nobody's Perfect 1989 movie about?
Nobody's Perfect is a 1989 comedy starring Chad Lowe, Gail O'Grady, and Patrick Breen. It is 1 hour and 30 minutes long. The movie has a rating of 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb based on around 700 votes, and is rated PG-13.
So as you can see, it's like a guy who goes to college or whatever, you know, and like he sees a girl he likes, but he's too shy to like talk to her, which is very much like how I am, you know. A lot of I don't know if thousand cross-dressers are, right? And then like, you know, and then he ends up like cross-dressing him to get closer and shit. And it's not his idea; it's his friend's idea. And his friend is already, I guess, is already in the college. So when he finally came to college, he had somebody to stay with or whatever. And so like that's pretty much that right there. And so his friend's like a troublemaker, or like all those guys in college that always like come up with plots and schemes and jokes and pranks and all types of things. So he ends up like coming up with an idea for him to dress like a girl because he looks so fucking pretty. And he does it, and you know at first you're kind of like but at the same time it's the 80s, so they have 80s hairstyles, and that's the first thing. The second thing is just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. He does look pretty though, but it doesn't really like he still pretty much looks like a guy the whole time. But there's this weird sensational feeling of like not giving a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? Like there comes a point where I'm looking at the movie and like, okay, he does look pretty like a girl. Sometimes he does look like a girl. You know, he wears his dress, and you see him with his dress with like not stockings, but it could be stockings, the leggings on with the boots and shit, you know what I mean? And when he's just like so shy and timid in this movie, even as a girl, it's like so inspiring because it's like, not inspiring, sorry, it's not the right word at all. It's kind of like relatable because you're like, that's exactly how I would feel like if I was cross-dressed in public. Like, I'd be like, oh my god, and it makes you look even more like cuter and more like shy and just like you look more feminine, you look more softer, you know, and it's just like that shit was really cute. And then like it inspired me because you know you're looking at him, and you sometimes you could tell he's a guy, but you know, and then in the movie they make fun of that shit. Like they're like, oh, you sound weird, like you look looking weird, you're such a weird girl. But then like he just is a shy little laugh, like, like you know, and you're just like you can't help but just like love this guy, like. You know what I mean? Like you just love the person. So in the character is a guy. They're not trans. So, but my trans feelings come in the situation when I look at that shit, and I'm just thinking like, dude, like if I could do something like that, I would do that. Like if I was like that was cool. Like if you know what I mean? Like if in real life he did that, and everybody was like, yeah, we don't give a fuck, bro. Like I feel like you're a girl now. Like. You know what I mean? Like, but like, you're not though. That's cool though. Like, I wish that shit would be like the situation. You know what I mean? I don't understand why people can't understand that shit. That's the hardest thing about it for me. Like, I swear to God, I don't understand that at all. I just don't understand, like, how the fuck people are just like, oh, like, you're a crossdresser, so you're a man and wants to fucking dress up like a woman for expression. Or whatever the fuck. But they don't understand the expression can be so deep that you identify with this. You know what I'm saying? And like, you just want to be a cross-dressing girl. You want to be a girl for a day, so you cross-dress. And it's like, I don't understand the disrespect when it comes to trans women. That when trans women talk about cross-dressers, it's just disrespect because they feel like we're still playing the field of the man, but they don't understand. Men don't, you know, see us like them. Straight cisgender men don't see us like them at all. They see us as like borderline trannies and shit. You know what I'm saying? And because we're not transitioning, like motherfuckers look at us like we are fucking pieces of shit. Unless we're like drag queens, then it's like okay, a little bit of respect because it's performance. You look pretty as fuck, you know, and you know it's performance. You're on a stage, you're embarrassing yourself, and it's funny, you know. But like, you know, when it comes down to like in real life, like you don't know how to like a crossdresser walked into McDonald's, like they wouldn't know what to fucking say to this motherfucker. Like they'd be like, "Hello, ma'am, sir," you know what I mean? Like they'll have to point that out first, and it's so weird. You know, and where I'm at, like, it's so hard in Texas. It's like sometimes it just gets crazy. So possibility is like it becomes the norm, and then even when it comes to the modes, that becomes a norm. So it's like it's just weird, you know, because you don't really know what to fucking like do when it comes to like all that shit, you know. So, but yeah, overall the movie was funny. It was cool. It was fun. It was a good watch. But sometimes I felt that way. Like, why can't I just like have it like that? You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't have to sit here and try to even go on my hormones because I wouldn't feel like people are not gonna treat me that way. You know. But I digress. So I mean, the movie was good. I also watched The Danish Girl. Yeah, I know, kind of like very Hollywoody and whatnot. But the reason I watched it, I've already seen Danish Girl many times, but this time I watched it just because like, and I watched it on watched 2 movies because I couldn't find the streaming anywhere. But like this time relating to it was so interesting because there's like this music video, I guess, not really, but the soundtrack, and you know the part when he like tucks for the first time. He has something just for you. He goes to like his place and like undresses and untucks his thing, you know, in the mirror and then tries to like, you know, shape his body from his body into a more, you know, feminine shape or whatever. And it was just like, I love that scene because I kind of relate to that scene so much in real life. Like I remember like literally waking up in the morning and shit and like tucking my shit back and just kind of wishing, like, you know, you're sleepy, kind of dreamy state, you know, and you feel like this euphoric happiness. Then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you wake up, you're like, it's kind of like that, but it was just more dysphoria for me because I don't know, I just like, woke up and it was just like, not that I didn't know I had a penis. I just didn't want to have a penis because, like, it meant that I have to be a man. It means that I'm going to have testosterone. I'm going to do all this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? It means everything, right? And so that's the reason why I was kind of like feeling very dysphoric because I was like, man, like I wish I didn't have this penis, and that becomes like the whole thing. Because when you think about transition, like that's like the last thing you could possibly do because it's the most expensive thing. But at the same time, you know, it's like, you know, like if you can get rid of that first, that's the whole culprit of everything else. So, you know what I mean? So that was like kind of the main thing I started to focus on. And then, of course, you know, you get into more scientific terms, and it's like, it's the testosterone. So you need to come to like lower your testosterone and stuff like that. But that's good, but you need to like have some estrogen to replace it, because you gotta have some type of sex hormones. So then, like, you know, you take fucking estrogen and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like something else, but that's not here nor there when it comes to the movie. And the intro, I really relate to it this time. When he would talk to his friend, if y'all seen, I'm not spoiling it because it's an old movie, honestly, a really old movie, and I really don't care about it. I feel like a lot of people seen it. It's not too old so you haven't seen it, and not too new for you like wouldn't haven't seen it yet. So, the part when Einan was like talking to, like, the first part was when like he kissed the dude, you know what I mean, and like he like nose bled and all that shit. Like, it's just trippy, bro. Because at first you see him motherfucker like nose bleed, have like fucking stomach cramps and all types. It's just crazy. You're like, what the fuck, bro? And I've been there too, where you feel so dysphoric that you feel that way. And it's not just, oh, I want to be a girl so bad. It's not really what it's about. It's more like, you know, the hatred and disgust that like people have for trans people. It's like that is how you feel about yourself, and you don't want to feel that way. And that's such a weird, confusing mental issue that affects your body. You know, it's like you literally fucking like hate yourself, but you don't hate yourself. Yeah, because I hate myself. Yeah, they might hate your situation, or they hate what they have to do because they feel like they're drug addicted or something like that. But that's not what you're dealing with. It's like you inherently, like, it's hard to, and the fucking thing is, it's such a dissociation from yourself because society tells you to dissociate from that shit. So it's like you dissociate from yourself and you hate yourself. So you get what I'm saying? It's like in the back of your mind, you're like, fuck you. So you might cramp yourself or muscle spasm, right? Just so you can like stab yourself type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how like that shit feels. Like, you know, I've been that depressed too. You know, where you get like muscle aches and shit, you know. I got a whole fucking chart, you know what I'm saying? Got off of Pinterest, you know what I'm saying? You can look that shit up. You know, emotional areas in the body or whatnot, you know. But yeah, so, you know, you got that, and you got motherfucking, what else? So when he kissed him or whatever, and he was like, I know. And then like that completely got him out of the mood, because he was in Lily. He was Lily. That was Lily. You get what I'm saying? And this motherfucker saying, I know, like, oh my god. Like, even to me, like, I'm like, this nigga here, did he just detonate the fuck out of you, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, did he just detonate me right now? Like, hell nah, you know? You know? I'm thinking, like, what? Like, I can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? But he ruined his chances, and then like he was like, I know, and it's like, what do you mean you know? You know what? Like, what are you even talking about right now? You know? But yeah, so I mean, and he was like, he switched back, or he was like in limbo, right? But he was not in limbo. It's the same thing that happened to me before. It's when you get that rude awakening, like, oh, like, like you don't pass or whatever or something like that, and you're thinking like, you know. Yeah, you're thinking you don't pass, or somebody just tells you that you're not really a trans woman, or you're not really a woman. You're just a man in a fucking dress, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much the feeling, man. Like, it was like, he called him Anna, and he's like, I know, like, and so he was attracted to him as a man, but not really. That's the thing that I heard somebody said, but I didn't like it, because I don't really see that, because that's not fair, you know? You're attracted to trannies don't mean you're attracted to them as a man. How do you know that you want them as a man? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what's the point of, like, in real life, like, what's the point of calling you Lily? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of stupid. That's the part that kind of was stupid. You know what I'm saying? And what else? But I understood why they're like, I don't know what you want. And that was so deep because, you didn't really know. So you don't really know, like, that's so true because that's how it feels like. And it's weird because you don't really know what they want. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, you have a dick, right? Okay, but you're feminine, and femininity is associated with females. It's confusing when a guy is into you as a man, but you're effeminate. It doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. It's like, what? I'm giving you, and they'll be like, well, you're not a female though. Like, they'll throw that in your face though. But the truth is, you are who you are. You're a chick with a dick, and they can't like respect that enough to like understand it and accept it. So things go smoother. You know what I'm saying? They want to vicariously like pick you apart and whatnot. Because they can't deal with the rest of you or whatever. You get what I'm saying? And so like, it's annoying because you're just like, man, fuck that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and as a person that has done that with trans women, I feel such a level of like, you know what I'm saying, love there. Now, do I fuck up a lot? I'm not gonna lie, I do fuck up a lot. Like, I have like a lot of internalized transphobia, homophobia, queer, queer phobia, shit like that. And it's like, it's weird. But I digress. So, what else happened? And then like we start crying and shit, and he came back out. That's what I'm saying, like stupid shit like that. And I really fell. I was like, what the fuck, bro? But all that shit was kind of stupid though. And then I only got to the part where like, and that's what was supposed to got to me probably the most. I guess the part when his friend came over and he was talking to him about like wife and kids and shit, and he broke down and was like, kids is, and he just couldn't even fucking finish that shit. And I was like, oh, that's so fucking true, because our trans women love life, I mean, to be that magical, you gotta be inspired and loved by life. You gotta like want to grab this life by the fucking bulls. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? When it comes down to having kids, that is very confusing because of heteronormativity. You get what I'm saying? So you're taught to fight against yourself, and it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because you don't even know like how to feel about yourself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to feel. And so you like break down in tears because, you know what I mean, you don't really know if what you're feeling is okay or not, you know what I'm saying? And you feel almost like ashamed of it. And that's what I was about Frida in the other movie, because she wasn't given that. She wasn't given like, I'm ashamed of this, like, to some degree. But she said that shit though. She was like, look, she said some shit, right? Don't fuck this thing up, bro. And shit. And he was like, what the fuck? You lost your heart. A woman say some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll meet your skin and shit. Like, what the fuck? Bitch. Bitch. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what happened, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like she apologized, and he was like, okay, I accept your apology. It's cool. And then like she started going in, like she was like, look, I'm gonna take something right up, like yeah. You know, and then she like basically that's it. You know? Like it was just a lot of like, man. So that's what like it's sad, you know, like on that level, like that's what the story basically fucking is. And you're thinking like, damn, man, that's kind of crazy. It's really weird, but that's what it comes from. It comes from like this need of like, that's where it comes from is where it comes from. But like, what really like facilitates it, what activates it, you know what I'm saying? In so many words, is really this opportunity, you know what I'm saying, for like a person to basically like, how do I explain this? It's pretty much an opportunity for a person, right? Like dysphoria, it comes in the opportunity of having like, in so many words, like power and money. That's why they say, like, I don't gotta tell you, it's the woman that will be queen. And how HSTS don't really have dysphoria as severe as AGPs, even, you know. So we have to stay focused. I mean, we have to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stay focused, man. What was I talking about? Damn, I can't do it. I'm one of them guys. Like, no. Yeah, that was basically what the movie was about. You know what I'm saying? The movie was fun. You know. Give me a pair. But yeah, man, that's what the movie was basically about. It was like I said, it was a fun movie. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I knew so much already and I'd already seen it. That's probably the real reason why I already seen it. But like, it was just like, dude, I didn't like it because I just felt like some certain things to me I'm over with personally on my life journey, and I don't feel like looking that shit up or anything. It's like when you move out the hood. Like, I'm not trying to watch like hood movies. I don't relate to those shits. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you don't even want to fuck with hood ass people like that. Like, you don't relate to the shit. You know what I mean? So, that's how I personally feel. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I like good movies like that. I've been on some like schizophrenic type shit lately. Not really, but I don't know, when I get emotionally disturbed or something, like I end up watching like clips from movies and shit, and so that's why I've been feeling a lot of dysphoria lately because of that shit. And it's kind of slowed down my sex drive. Like, I'm not really like horny anymore, but I'm just like, I just want to look at beautiful cross-dressers or like, and it just inspired me to feel more feminine. I'm just trying to get back into feeling, you know what I mean? Because I cut off my feelings, you know what I'm saying? I cut off my fucking feelings, bro, so that's just like gonna take some time to fucking come back from.
Where my feet are at? You see where my feet are at? Like this? Yeah. But it's loud.
But yeah, so that's kind of my situation. This like this crippling need to just, and it's really weird. It just comes out of nowhere, dude. It comes out of nowhere. I just feel this need to just like be girly and stuff. I'm trying to understand what to do with this energy, like what to do and do with these feelings, you know. And I feel like I can't because I've been telling my homophobia because of the trauma that I've been through in life. People trying to kill me, people trying to, you know, have sex with me or whatever. So, you know, that's pretty much about that time. So I'll see you on the next one. Later.